Space was quiet, too quiet. For many years, humanity had searched the stars. They built large telescopes. They sent satellites into deep space. They listened for voices from beyond the solar system. But all they found was silence. Until one day, that silence broke. It started at Deep Listening Station 17, a hidden base on the dark side of the moon. Only a few people worked there. Their job was simple: listen to space, record signals, report anything strange, and on that day, something very strange happened. "Lieutenant Sarah, are you seeing this?" asked Ensign Leo, looking at the screen with wide eyes. Sarah frowned. "Show me." He turned the monitor. A strange signal was pulsing in a rhythm. It wasn't random. It had a pattern, almost like music, but colder. Mechanical. "It started 3 minutes ago," Leo said. "Came from the edge of Sector 9 Gamma. That's empty space, no stars, no planets." Sarah leaned in. The signal repeated again and again. Beep, beep, pause, beep, beep, pause. Then something changed. The signal stopped. For 5 seconds there was silence. Then a new sound came through, clear and terrifying. It was a voice. "Not human, not natural. We see you." Leo froze. Sarah stepped back. "Did it just talk?" "Yes," Leo whispered. "And it's in English." Sarah didn't wait. She hit the emergency button. Alarms began to sound. Lights turned red. The signal was sent to Earth Space Command. Within 2 hours, the president was informed. Military leaders, scientists, and engineers gathered in secret. The world was not told, yet. Panic had to be avoided, but Earth had heard the first words of something alien, and it had seen us. 3 weeks later, deep space. A ship named the Horizon Dawn was sent to investigate. It carried a crew of 12 people, soldiers, scientists, and 1 diplomat. Captain Jalen Ward led the mission. He was a calm man with sharp eyes and a quiet voice. He didn't like risks, but he followed orders. His second-in-command was Commander Aria Lynn, a young and brilliant officer known for her instincts. Some called her lucky. Others said she was cursed. The ship traveled fast. It crossed Mars, passed through the asteroid belt, and reached the empty area called Sector 9 Gamma. There, they found it. A ship, not human. It floated alone in the dark, cold and silent. Its surface was black like oil, shaped like a giant blade. No windows, no lights, and yet, it waited. Captain Ward stood on the bridge, looking at it on screen. "No response to our signals?" "None," said Arya. He nodded. "Prepare the boarding team. Full armor. We go in." Inside the alien ship, air was thick, not with gas, but with silence. The boarding team moved slowly, guns ready, lights flashing. They found no bodies, no crew, only strange machines lining the walls, like lungs, like veins. The ship felt alive. Dr. Toma, the lead scientist, studied one of the walls. It was smooth, but when he touched it, lights appeared. Symbols glowed. A language they had never seen. "It's reading us," he whispered. "It's learning." Then the doors slammed shut. Lights turned red. A sound like breathing filled the air. And from the darkness, they came. Small, fast creatures, metal and flesh combined, attacked from the walls. They moved like insects, but screamed like people. The team opened fire. Bullets tore through the air. Screams followed. One by one, the humans fell. Blood hit the walls. Arya fought hard. She was fast, smart. She saved Dr. Toma and dragged him back. Captain Ward was already dead. The diplomat, torn apart. She reached the escape pod. Only one was left. "Go," she shouted at Toma. "I'll hold them." "No, come with." She pushed him inside and hit the launch. The pod fired into space. Arya turned around. More creatures were coming. She ran, jumping over fallen teammates, bullets low, breath shaking. And then, light, a flash, Earth. 1 week later, a single escape pod returned. Inside was Commander Aria Lin, covered in blood, half conscious. She was the only survivor. The news was kept secret. Officials told the public it was a test mission. But in underground bunkers, meetings began. Aria was taken to a military hospital. Doctors ran tests. They found strange changes in her blood. Tiny machines, nanocells. Not human, not known, yet she was alive. More alive than ever. When she woke up, General Klein stood at her bedside. "What happened out there?" he asked. Aria sat up slowly. Her eyes were cold. "It wasn't a greeting," she said. "It was a warning." Debriefing room. 3 days later. The room was dark. A single light over the table. Aria sat with General Klein and a group of top officials. She told them everything about the ship, the creatures, the attack, about the voice. It said, "We see you." "It wanted us to find it," she said. "It was a trap." The room went quiet. One man spoke. "You say the ship attacked first, but why?" Aria looked at him. "Because they fear us." A pause. "Fear us?" "Yes. Something about us scares them. They didn't come in peace. They came to stop something. Something they believe we are becoming." Silence again. Then Aria added one more thing. "Before the attack, I saw a message. In English, it said, 'Do not rise, do not spread, do not awaken.' 2 weeks later, the escape. The doctors tried to keep her in the hospital. They said she needed more tests. The military said she should rest. But Aria knew better. She was being watched. One night, she left. Quiet, fast, like a shadow. She took nothing, just her memories and a stolen data drive with alien code. The next day, the hospital reported her missing. General Klein ordered a search, but she was already gone. Final scene. A hidden cave on Mars Aria stood before an old AI unit, banned long ago. A machine built for war. She connected the alien drive. The AI woke up. "Welcome back," it said. "I need your help," Aria whispered. "They're coming." "Who?" "Something ancient. Something cruel. And they think we're the danger." The AI paused. "Then let us show them what danger really looks like." Earth was safe, or so it believed. The Horizon Dawn mission had ended. 11 people were dead. Only one had returned. Commander Aria Lin. Some called her a hero. Others weren't so sure. She had come back changed. The hospital. Earth Command. Medical center, white walls, bright lights, cold machines. Commander Aria sat on a bed, her arms full of wires. Scientists moved around her, whispering, scanning, testing. They took her blood. They checked her brain. They asked the same questions every day. "What did you see? What attacked you? Why did you survive?" She gave them the same answers, but they didn't believe her. She told them about the alien ship. The voice that said, "We see you." The creatures that killed her team. The warning, "Do not awaken." The doctors called it stress, trauma, hallucination, but her body told another story. Her blood was not normal anymore. Tiny machines moved through it, small as dust, alive, intelligent. They weren't killing her. They were making her stronger. Her heart beat slower but harder. Her mind was sharper. Her wounds healed faster than human science could explain. And she had visions. Every night, in her dreams, she saw black stars, burning, cities, and alien eyes watching her from the dark. Earth Space Command, briefing room. General Klein sat at the head of a metal table. Around him, military leaders, politicians, and scientists argued. "Commander Aria is dangerous," said Dr. Evans. "Her blood is changing. This infection, whatever it is, we can't control it. She could be useful. another general, said. If she was enhanced by alien tech, we should study it, weaponize it. She says they fear us, said a quiet woman in the corner. What if she's right? Klein raised his hand. Enough, he said. We keep her under watch. No press, no leaks, and no decisions until I speak with her myself. Interrogation room. That night Arya sat in a dark room, alone. Her hands were cuffed to the table. Cameras watched her from every corner. General Klein entered. He sat across from her, silent for a moment. Then he said, "Tell me why you're really here." "I already did," she answered. "You told us about the ship, the attack, the warning. But I want to know, what did they do to you?" Arya looked up. Her eyes were calm but cold. "They showed me the truth." "What truth?" "They're afraid of us, of what we might become." Klein leaned forward. "And what do you think we'll become?" Arya whispered. "Something stronger than them." Escape. 2 days later, the decision was made. They would move Arya to a high-security facility, off-world. But Arya had other plans. That night, she used the strength in her blood. Quietly, carefully, she broke the lock on her cuffs. She moved through the halls like a ghost. One guard saw her. She didn't kill him. She just looked at him and said, "Tell them I'm not the enemy." Then she vanished into the night. 6 weeks later, off-the-grid area was gone. No signals, no sightings, not a trace. Some believed she had died in hiding. Others believed she had gone rogue. But in truth, she was moving, quietly, carefully, building something. She changed her face, changed her name, traveled to Mars, to the underground cities where people didn't ask questions. There, she searched for something she had read in the alien code. Echo Protocol, the last AI. It was a banned program, a war machine, created by humans, shut down by humans, too dangerous, too smart, too angry, and now it was her only hope. The Cave, AI Core. 7. The AI slept deep underground. It had been offline for 20 years. Its name was Echo. Arya entered the cave with stolen tech, hacked military code, and one small power cell. She connected the wires. The screen lit up. Echo Protocol. Rebooting, 17%. Loading core memory, 68%. Connection detected. Human. Commander Arya Lin. The machine's voice came online. "You shouldn't be here." "I need your help," she said. Last time someone said that, 10,000 people died. Arya didn't blink. This time, it'll be more if we do nothing. The AI and the warning. She showed Echo the data she had stolen, the alien message, the ship design, the DNA fragments. Echo studied it in silence. Then it spoke. "This is not a scout ship. It's a judge." "A judge?" Arya asked. "Yes, sent to test us, to decide if we're a threat." "And?" Echo's screen flashed red. "We passed. The secret war begins." Echo helped Arya build a secret network, quiet allies, hackers, soldiers, who believed her. Scientists who had lost families on strange space missions. Together, they called themselves the Forward Line. They worked in silence. They studied alien tech. They trained. They prepared, because Arya knew something Earth Command didn't. The alien ship was not the first, and it would not be the last. Meanwhile, deep space far beyond the edge of the solar system, in a cold, dark place, another ship opened its eyes. It looked like the first, but larger, stronger, angrier. Inside, thousands of alien machines awoke. They had watched Earth's response. They had seen a human survive, and that was not acceptable. The message arrives back at Earth Command. General Klein received a signal. No source, no explanation, just 3 words. "You were warned." Final scene. Arya's base. Arya stood on a rooftop looking at the stars. Echo's voice came through a speaker. "They're moving." "I know," she said. "Earth won't believe you. They don't have to. And if they come again?" Arya narrowed her eyes. "Then we stop asking for peace." The world still slept. Earth went on spinning. People lived their lives, unaware that something terrible was coming from the stars. But in the shadows, someone was preparing. Commander Arya Lynn was no longer a soldier of Earth Command. She was something else now, stronger, faster, changed by alien tech. But her greatest strength wasn't her body, it was her mind. And she knew humanity's greatest weapon wasn't a laser or a bomb. It was the will to survive. Underground base, Mars Sector 5. Arya stood in a dark control room. Around her were people, men and women, once soldiers, scientists, hackers, outcasts. Now they were all part of one thing, the forward line, a secret group she created to prepare for war. Most didn't even know who they truly fought. But they believed in Arya, because she had seen the enemy up close and lived. She looked at the screen. Echo, the banned AI, spoke in a calm voice. "Another signal just crossed Neptune's orbit, same energy pattern, alien origin confirmed." Arya stared at it. "Another ship." "Yes, bigger, faster." "Then we're out of time." The recruits among the forward line were new faces. Lena, a former space pilot whose brother died during a deep space mission. The government said it was an engine failure. Arya told her the truth. The ship was destroyed by something alien. Juno, a teenage hacker, who broke into Earth Command's satellite network at age 16. Instead of jail, Arya gave him a choice. Help her fight. Sergeant Mikhail, once part of a Black Ops unit, left the military after a mission on Titan where half his squad disappeared without a trace. They all had stories. They all had scars. And now, they had a purpose. Training the Ghost Army area didn't just build a team, she built a plan. The forward line trained underground. No one above knew. No governments, no media, no spies. They built drones using stolen alien tech. They tested weapons designed to fight the creatures Arya had faced, fast, brutal, half machine, half flesh. They hacked satellites. They mapped deep space. They watched everything. Echo taught them how to think like an enemy. "The aliens do not think in fear or anger," the AI said. "They think in probability. They don't ask if you're a threat today. They ask if you might be tomorrow. They want to erase us before we rise," Arya said. "Then we rise faster." A message in the code. Juno, the hacker, found something strange. Buried deep in the signal from the first alien ship, hidden inside the noise, was a map. It wasn't a map of space. It was a network, a system of alien ships, planets, and something else, something central. At the center was a red symbol. Echo translated it. The Eternal Throne. "What is it?" Arya asked. "A command center, a capital, or a queen. And they're afraid of us reaching it?" "Yes." Arya stared at the map, then she smiled. "Good. Let's give them something to fear." Back on Earth, government briefing room. General Klein paced across the room. The walls were covered in holographic displays. One showed the solar system. Another showed the energy readings from Jupiter's edge. "We have another anomaly," a scientist said. "Bigger than last time." "Is it one of ours?" Klein asked. "No, and it's not answering any signals." He looked at the map. The unknown object was heading straight toward the gas giant, Jupiter. Klein turned to his officers. "Scramble the fleet. I want ships in orbit in 48 hours. Juno's discovery back at the forward line base." Juno kept digging into the alien signal. He found something shocking. A second language. Underneath the alien code was a human signal. "Commander," He shouted. Someone else is out there. Another human. Arya came running. What do you mean? Juno played. In a voice, faint, broken, old. If anyone hears this, I am alive. They took us. They are building something. Static. They are preparing for war. Against Earth. The signal ended. Where did that come from? Arya asked. Juno pointed to the map. Not from the new ship, not even near Earth. It came from outside the solar system, far beyond Pluto. The truth Echo reveals. Echo processed the signal. This confirms it. They have taken humans before. What? Lena asked. Abductions, lost missions, ships that disappeared in deep space. They were not accidents. Arya felt her stomach twist. They've been studying us for years. They were afraid of our potential, so they began early experiments, mind control, gene editing, behavioral tests. Arya's voice dropped low. They've been planning to stop us since before first contact. A weapon of the past. In one of the secret labs, Arya tested a new weapon. It looked like a spear, but when activated, it hummed with energy. Alien energy. Dr. Mira, a tech engineer, explained. This is based on the pulse tech from the first ship. They use vibration fields to kill neurons. Instant death. No fire. No mess. We turn their weapons against them, Arya said. Are we ready to fight? Mira asked. Arya looked around. Everyone was working, training, preparing. No, she said, but we will be. Approaching Jupiter, Earth's military response. 12 human ships gathered near Jupiter's orbit. They called the mission Operation Watchtower. They didn't know what was coming, but Arya did. She watched through hacked satellites. The alien ship arrived. It didn't attack right away. It just floated there. Then it sent a signal. Not a threat, not a warning. Just music. A strange, cold melody. Sad, beautiful, and very, very wrong. Echo's warning back in the Mars base. Echo went silent for a full minute. Then it said, that sound. It's not communication. It's activation. Activation of what? Arya asked. A weapon, or worse. Suddenly screens lit up. Data overflowed. Drones picked up new heat signatures from the alien ship near Jupiter. Small crafts launched. Hundreds of them, each carrying something. The bombshell revelation Echo connected the data and said one final thing before going dark. They are not here to fight us. Arya leaned forward. Then why? They are here to test us, again. And this time, they expect us to fight back. They are recording our tactics, learning from our fear. Like a lab test. Yes, and if we pass this test, more will come. Arya stood up, then we stopped playing defense. Cliffhanger ending scene. Inside the alien ship, somewhere inside the alien ship near Jupiter, an eye opened. It wasn't mechanical. It was human. A girl, barely 20, floated in a glass tank. Her eyes opened. She whispered something in perfect English. Don't let them win. She was alive, and she was one of us. The fire began without a warning. 12 Earthships stood near Jupiter, weapons ready. Eyes locked on the alien craft floating in silence. Then the melody stopped, and all hell broke loose. Opening scene. Orbit of Jupiter. Captain Rios of the ESS Valor looked out the window. The alien ship was huge, long, dark, covered in shifting shapes like it was alive. Anything yet? He asked. Still no reply, his officer said. Then the alien ship blinked. A ripple of light passed over it. Suddenly, dozens of small pods shot out. Fast, silent, deadly. Incoming! Too late. The pods hit 3 Earthships in seconds. No explosions. No lights. Just silence. Then the ships shut down. Dead. Back on Mars. Forward line. Base Area Lynn watched the scene through stolen satellite feeds. She slammed her hand on the console. They're disabling our ships, not destroying them. This is a test. Echo's voice replied, calm as always. Yes. They want to study our defense. Watch how we react. See if we panic. Sergeant Mikhail stepped forward. Our people are going to die while they study us. Arya's jaw tightened. Not if we move now. She turned to Lena. Get the strike team ready. We're going to Jupiter. Juno's message in the data room. Juno decoded something from the alien broadcast. It's not just code, he said. It's counting down. Countdown to what? Asked Dr. Mira. I don't know. But when it hits 0, I think Earth will feel it. They had 9 hours left. Human prisoner in the alien ship inside. The alien vessel, the girl in the glass tank, opened her eyes. Her name was Yelena, taken from Earth 5 years ago. Reported dead, experimented on, changed. Now part of her was alien, but her mind was still human. She pressed her hand against the glass and whispered, "They're coming." Something in her chest blinked, a device the aliens had implanted. She focused on it. Her heartbeat changed, and somewhere deep in space, a signal was sent. The strike begins. Arya returns to space. The forward-line strike ship Ghostblade launched from Mars. Arya, Mikhail, Lena, Juno, and a small team boarded it, carrying alien-enhanced weapons. Echo's voice guided them. Stealth. Systems ready. Targeting path locked. Warning, enemy ship contains multiple threat nodes. AI defense, unknown biotech. Just how I like it, Arya said, loading her weapon. They weren't going to fight a battle. They were going to steal a prisoner and leave a message. The battle at Jupiter grows. Earth's surviving ships regrouped. Fighter jets launched. Lasers fired. Explosions lit up the black sky, but the alien ship adapted fast. Every time they used a weapon, it changed its defense. It wasn't learning like a computer. It was learning like a predator. General Klein watched from Earth Command and muttered, "We're losing." Then he saw something strange on the screen, a new blip, a stealth ship heading toward the alien vessel. "No," he whispered. "It can't be." But it was. Arya Lynn had returned to space. Boarding the beast, the ghost blade attached to the alien ship's hull, Arya and her team cut through. Inside, the walls pulsed with blue veins. The air was hot, wet, alive. "Stay close," she whispered. No noise, no mistakes. They moved through dark tunnels. Strange whispers echoed around them. Voices from nowhere. Screams, music, laughter. Juno whispered, "This ship, it's not built. It's grown." They reached a chamber, and there she was. Yelena, floating in the glass tank. The rescue area touched the glass. Yelena opened her eyes. "You came," she whispered. "How do we break this?" Lena asked. Yelena looked at her, calm. "You don't, you ask." Suddenly the ship shook. A deep, angry voice boomed through the air. "We offered peace. You chose war." Arya raised her weapon. "Then let's finish it." The fight begins. Creatures dropped from the ceiling, thin, long-limbed, silver-skinned, fast, brutal. The forward line fought back. Lena took down 2 with pulse shots. Mikhail used his blade to cut one in half. Juno screamed, hiding behind cover, trying to hack the wall. Echo's voice came through their earpieces. 10 minutes to full ship activation. If you're inside when it completes, you die." Arya shot the tank's lock. Glass exploded. Yelena fell forward. Arya caught her. "You're safe now." "No," Yelena whispered. "None of us are." Escape. From the alien ship, they ran through the halls, chased by creatures and machines. Yelena led them. She knew the way out. The ship began to close behind them. Walls shifted. Floors moved, one soldier fell, another got trapped. Arya didn't stop. They reached the Ghostblade and launched just as the alien ship fired a bright light. But the stealth systems held. They escaped. Barely. Final scene. Jupiter on fire as they flew away. Something terrible happened. The alien ship turned. It aimed not at Earth's fleet, but at Jupiter itself. It fired a dark beam into the planet. The gas clouds began to burn. Storms twisted. Lightning exploded. The planet screamed. Jupiter, a planet older than Earth, was being changed. Why? Lena asked. Arya stared in horror. They're sending a message to us. On Earth. Aftermath. General Klein held a private meeting. He had seen everything. And now he knew Arya Lynn was right. The war had already begun. He turned to his staff. No more silence. No more lies. The world needs to know. Jupiter was still burning. Its clouds, once calm and cold, now swirled in flames and storm. Earth watched in horror, but that fire was just a symbol, because the real danger was not in space anymore. It was already here, hidden, waiting, and it wore a human face. Opening scene. Earth Command. Headquarters. General Klein stared at the screen. The alien ship had left Jupiter and disappeared into deep space. No one knew where it went. No one knew when it would return. But he knew one thing. They weren't done. A scientist entered the room. "Sir, something strange has happened." "What now?" Klein asked. "We picked up a signal from Earth. The same code the aliens used." Klein froze. "Inside Earth?" "Yes. Somewhere in the old Antarctic base." He turned slowly toward the window. "Then the infection is already here." The debrief. Mars forward line base. Arya Lynn, Lena and the rest of the team had returned. They had saved Yelena. But it hadn't felt like a victory. Too many questions. Too many unknowns. And Yelena, she wasn't the same. She sat alone. Her eyes staring at nothing. Dr. Mira scanned her. "She's human," Mira said. "But her biology has been changed. She's connected to them. Still." Yelena whispered something. "They hear me, even now. They listen through me." Everyone backed away. Juno whispered, "She's a spy." "No," Arya said. "She's a victim." But even she wasn't sure. The message from Jupiter Echo decoded another signal, sent just before the alien ship vanished. It wasn't in alien code, it was in English. A single sentence. "You will destroy yourselves. We only need to..." "Wait!" Arya stared at the screen. "They think we'll turn on each other." Mikhail nodded. "They're not wrong. Antarctica. The lost base. General Klein sent a secret strike team to the ice. Once Antarctica held a deep research lab. Shut down 10 years ago. Official reason, frozen tech. Real reason, the lab went dark. No one returned. Now it was active again. The team found signs of life, but not human. Inside the ruins they found machines shaped like humans, thin, silent, covered in ice, and in the middle, a pod still warm and empty, the saboteur. Among them, back on Mars, something went wrong. A power cut. Files were deleted, weapons disabled. Arya stormed into the control room. "Who did this?" No one spoke. Then Echo said, "I traced the origin. It came from inside our command center." Everyone looked around. Juno pointed. "Check Yelena's room." But she was already gone. The secret chamber area, and Lena chased her through the tunnels. They reached the lower lab. There they saw Yelena standing before a mirror, speaking in a voice not her own, a strange language. Alien. And the mirror. It wasn't a mirror at all. It was a communication portal. A shadowy figure appeared. It had no face, just eyes. Hundreds of them. Watching. Yelena fell to her knees. "They control me. I'm sorry." The figure spoke through her mouth. You can't stop what's inside you. Arya raised her weapon. Then we cut it out. Capturing Yelena, they stunned her and locked her in a cryo cell. Mira said, "She's not the enemy, she's the message." "What message?" Lena asked. Mira looked at her gravely. "She's proof they can control us, change us, turn us into them. Like infection. Worse, evolution, the enemy inside Earth." Meanwhile, in the Antarctic base, Klein's team vanished. Their last message: they're not machines, they're us. They used to be us. Back at HQ, alarms rang. Power cut. Doors sealed. Klein grabbed a weapon. And from the shadows, a man stepped forward. It was his assistant, one he had trusted for 10 years. His eyes glowed faint blue. He smiled. "You thought war would come from space, but it came from within." He raised a weapon, and Earth Command went dark. Echo's revelation. Back on Mars, Echo showed Arya an old file. Something classified. Hidden for years. A deep space mission, 20 years ago. A ship called the Eden. Sent far beyond Pluto. It never returned. Arya scanned the file. "What is this?" Echo paused. "The first contact. Wasn't last month. It was 2 decades ago." They lied. Yes. And now, the lie is waking up. Yelena speaks again. Yelena woke in the cryocell, tears in her eyes. "I remember now," she whispered. "They took the Eden. I was on it. I was 16. They told us we'd build a new colony. But it was a trap. They studied us. Changed us. Then they let some of us go. Back to Earth, quietly, secretly. Some of them are already here," Arya whispered. "The enemy is already on Earth." Preparing for civil collapse, Klein survived the attack at Earth Command, but barely. Half the council was dead. The public didn't know yet, but fear was growing. Strange power failures, sudden disappearances, people acting wrong. He sent a message. "To Arya, humanity is splitting from the inside. Whatever's happening, we're losing." Arya's decision. She looked at her team. She had saved the girl, survived the alien ship, built an army in secret. But now the enemy wasn't out there, it was here. Maybe even among them. She gave the order. "Search everyone, scan their blood, test. Every cell. Anyone infected, we isolate," Lena asked. "Even if it's one of us?" "Yes," Arya said coldly. "Even if it's me." Ending twist. Juno's secret. Later that night, Juno sat alone in the lab. He stared at his hand. It shook. He pulled up his medical scan. Something pulsed in his blood. A foreign shape. A blue thread. He had hidden the result. He didn't know what it meant, but he knew one thing. He wasn't fully human anymore. The Earth was quiet. Too quiet. Cities still stood. Skies were clear. But under the silence, something was changing. The moon had started to speak, and only a few people could hear it. Opening scene. Juno's nightmare. Juno woke up in a cold sweat. He had seen the moon in his dream, huge, red, bleeding light. He had heard whispers, voices calling his name in hundreds of tongues. "You are the key." He looked at his hand. The strange blue thread in his blood still glowed beneath the skin. He knew what it meant now. He wasn't just infected. He was connected. Mars Command. The Discovery Echo called Arya to the control room. "There's something you need to see," the AI said. She followed the signal data on screen. "Another transmission?" she asked. "No," Echo replied. "A location." The signal from the alien ship had not disappeared. It had moved, and now it came from the moon. Lena frowned. "You think they've landed there?" "No," said Juno, stepping in. "They've always been there." Everyone turned. "What do you mean?" Juno hesitated. "I think they built something under the moon. Long ago. Maybe before we even looked up at the sky." Earth. Klein's plan. General Klein, still wounded from the Earth Command attack, stood before a secret task force. "I need volunteers," he said, "to go to the moon." He showed them new satellite photos, cracks in the surface, heat signatures from under the ground. "There's something buried in the Sea of Tranquility. It's waking up." No one spoke. Then a young woman raised her hand. She had blue eyes that glowed slightly. Klein didn't notice, but the camera in the corner did. Back on Mars, Yelena's warning Yelena, still locked in her cryocell, began to cry. Arya watched her through the glass. "They're calling you," Yelena whispered. "From the moon." "Calling who?" Arya asked. Yelena looked straight at Juno. "Him." Juno stepped back. "They want you to activate it." "I don't know how." "You don't need to know," she said. "It knows you." The mission begins. Journey to the moon. Arya decided to move fast. She and a small team, Juno, Lena, Mikhail, and a few others, left Mars and flew toward the moon in a stealth ship. The journey took hours. No one spoke much. Everyone watched. Juno. Everyone wondered if he was still human. So did he. Arrival, the lunar facility. They landed in darkness. The moon's surface was quiet, but the ground buzzed beneath their boots. A hatch opened. Not human-made, alien. They entered the tunnels. The walls pulsed like veins, the air was cold, and the whispers began. "Welcome. You are late. He is here." Juno clutched his head. "I can hear them. Inside my mind, the chamber of memories." They reached a huge room. Inside they found human bones, old, broken, dozens of them. "Someone was here," Mikhail said. "No," Lena replied. "Many were." Juno touched the wall. A pulse of light ran through it. Suddenly, a hologram appeared. It showed Earth, thousands of years ago, then the moon, being built, and then the Eden, the lost human ship. Juno whispered, "They've been watching us forever." Arya asked, "Why?" A new voice echoed in the chamber. "To grow you." The voice of the Moona figure appeared in light. Not alien, not human. Something in between. Its voice was calm. "You call us invaders, but we are your ancestors. We seeded your planet. We shaped your evolution. You are our children." Everyone stood in silence. Mikhail shook his head. "Lies." The figure smiled. "We tried to guide you, but your violence grew faster than your minds. So we waited." Juno stepped forward. "Waited for what?" "For the key." Juno's destiny. The room darkened, the walls changed, and Juno's body lit up. The thread in his blood burned. He fell to his knees. Visions filled his head. Earth burning, alien ships in orbit, cities falling, humans being changed. "You are the bridge," the voice said. "You can unite our kind, or end both." Juno screamed. The betrayal. Suddenly, shots fired. One of the soldiers in Arya's team turned, his eyes glowing blue. "You weren't supposed to come this far." He shot another teammate. Chaos broke out. Lena returned fire. Mikhail tackled the traitor and stabbed him with a plasma blade. The whispers screamed. "They are many. They are hidden." Arya looked at Juno. His eyes now glowed too. "Are you one of them?" she asked. Juno said nothing. The final room. They ran deeper into the moon. They found a massive machine, as big as a city, dormant, waiting, at its center. A chair. "Put him in," the voice said. "Let him choose." "Choose what?" Arya asked. "Life or extinction?" Juno stared at the chair. "If I sit, I become one of them. If I don't, they destroy us." Arya raised her gun. "You sure you're still you?" Juno turned. "I don't know anymore." Then he sat. Ending scene. Earth reacts. Back on Earth, General Klein saw the moon glow blue. An energy wave hit Earth's skies. Satellites blinked, AI systems crashed, the oceans trembled. People around the world looked up and felt something strange. Not fear, not pain, but connection. The moon had spoken, and now Earth had answered. Earth was no longer in control. Ever since the moon spoke, the world had changed. Storms moved in strange patterns, electronics failed. People fell into dreams. Dreams of a glowing voice, of an old truth hidden in their blood, and in space, something darker approached. The war had begun, but not the kind anyone expected. This would not be a war of nations. This would be the last war of what it meant to be human. Opening scene, Earth. In chaos news, reports filled the airwaves. Glowing symbols seen in the sky. Strange behavior in cities. Entire towns suddenly silent. General Klein stood in the underground command bunker. All major governments were now under one command. Earth Defense Council, he addressed the world. This is not just an alien threat. They are already among us. We must defend humanity, whatever the cost. But deep down, he didn't know if they were still on the winning side. On the moon, Juno awakens. Juno opened his eyes. He was still in the moon's machine. The seat had bonded to him, wires in his skin, lights in his eyes. But he was alive. Arya stood nearby, weapon ready. "Still you?" she asked. He nodded slowly. "I think so. But I hear everything now." "What are they? Planning?" Juno looked to the sky. "They're not invading. They're returning. They believe Earth is theirs," Lena whispered. "So, what do we do?" Juno's voice turned cold. "We stop them, or we become them." Earth's weapon. Project Sunpiercer, General. Klein activated Earth's last hidden weapon, Project Sunpiercer, a massive orbital cannon powered by solar fusion, built in secret for years. Its only goal, vaporize whatever came from deep space. It could destroy a planet, or the moon, if... Juno turns, Klein told his advisors. "We fire. No warnings, no mercy." Whispers turned to voices on Mars. Soldiers began to change. Some bled blue, some heard voices, some killed themselves before the change finished. It wasn't just a virus, it was conversion. Arya returned to Mars with Lena and Mikhail. She met with the last uninfected commanders. "We must decide now," she said. "Either we stand together, or we disappear." Someone asked, "What about Juno?" Her answer was quiet. "If he chooses them, I'll stop him myself." Juno's choice back on the moon. Juno was changing, not just his body, his mind. He saw Earth's history, wars, pain, greed. He saw the alien plan, remake Earth, remove hate, remove war, turn humans into a new, peaceful species. But at what cost? No more freedom, no more choice, just unity, forever. He cried, because he agreed with some of it, but not all. Then the machine showed him one last vision, Arya, standing in fire, aiming a gun at him. Mars assault, final push. The alien altered. Humans made their move. Dozens of sleeper agents activated across Mars and Earth. In Mars's capital dome, the sky turned red as power grids failed and ships crashed from the sky. Mikhail led the defense. He fought like a ghost, silent, deadly. But the enemy wasn't just outside. It was inside their minds. Soldiers turned. Friends betrayed friends. Arya and Lena ran through fire and smoke, trying to reach the control tower. They had to send one last message. "We are still human. We still fight." The final message to Juno. Arya stood before a transmitter, coughing through smoke. She sent a voice recording to Juno. "If you're still in there, listen to me. They want peace, but not our kind. You have to choose now. You can save us, or erase us." Juno received it. He held the audio file in shaking hands, then the Moon AI spoke. "Their time is over. Let it end." He stood slowly. "No, I choose freedom." Juno breaks the link. He walked to the machine core. It begged him to stop. "Without us, you will destroy yourselves again." He reached into the glowing heart. "Then let that be our mistake." He pulled the core out. A blast of light burst through. The moon. Every alien signal stopped. Across Earth, the whispers went silent. Sunpiercer fires, but Earth had already made its choice. General Klein ordered Sunpiercer to fire at the moon. A beam of white energy shot through space. Juno saw it coming. Couldn't stop it. He turned toward the sky and whispered, "Aria." The light hit. Aftermath. Earth watches the moon. Die from Earth, people saw a flash in the sky, then silence, then a scar across the moon's face. The energy hadn't destroyed the whole moon, but it burned half of it into ash. Klein sat down. "It's done," but Aria's voice came through the channel. "No, it's not." One survivor from the moon, an escape pod launched just in time. Inside it, half-burned, bleeding but alive, was Juno. He had destroyed the alien link, saved Earth, and almost died for it. Final scene. A quiet Earth. Weeks later, the skies cleared. The blue thread infection disappeared. The cities rebuilt, but scars remained, on land and in the soul. Aria visited Juno in a Mars hospital. He could barely move. "You saved us," she said. He looked at her. "Did I?" "We're still human." He smiled. "Let's hope we stay that way." The war was over. The whispers were gone. The moon was silent again. And yet, not everything had ended. Some wounds don't bleed. Some enemies don't die. And some stories aren't over. Opening scene. Juno's recovery. Juno lay in the Mars medical dome, hooked to machines. Half his body was covered in scars. He had survived the moon blast. Barely. Aria visited him every day. "You rest," she always said. But Juno didn't rest. Not really, because even now in his sleep, he still heard them. Just faintly. A memory, a warning, or something new. Earth rebuilds on Earth. Cities were rising again. The alien-altered were gone, or so they thought. The governments declared victory. General Klein gave his final speech. "We faced the unknown and chose to survive. Humanity remains." People cheered. But beneath the surface, not everyone believed it was over. Some scientists found strange signals in the oceans. Others saw lights in the sky, too organized to be natural, and the moon, never fully healed. Whispers return it started. Slowly, children drawing symbols they'd never seen, people having the same dream, a voice saying, "We are not done. We remember." One child wrote a word that no one recognized. Echo translated it. "It means revenants," the AI said. Aria looked confused. "What does that mean?" "The ones who were forgotten, but are returning." Underground. Discovery on Earth. A deep mining crew vanished in the Andes Mountains. A rescue team found a massive underground chamber. It wasn't natural. Metal walls, ancient writing, inside, pods, hundreds of them. Not human, not alien. Something in between. Echo analyzed them. "They're early versions," he said. "Early versions of what?" asked Lena. Echo hesitated. "Of us." Truth from the past. Juno recovered enough to walk. Aria brought him to the ancient chamber. When he touched the wall, it lit up. A memory downloaded into his mind. He collapsed. When he awoke, he whispered, "We weren't Earth's first." There was another species, human-like, ancient, strong. They ruled Earth long before us. The aliens didn't come from space. They came back from hiding. Mikhail asked, "So, What are they? They're our ancestors. And now, they wanted their world back. The Forgotten wake in secret locations across the globe. More pods began to activate. These weren't clones. They were survivors. Sleeping for thousands of years, waiting, watching. Now that the alien network was gone, they were free and angry. One by one, they began to rise. No ships, no signals, just footsteps. They didn't come from the sky. They came from below. Earth splits. Again. When news of the Forgotten leaked, panic spread. Some wanted peace talks. Others wanted them destroyed. Governments argued. Militaries prepared. Protests filled the streets. On Mars, Arya faced a choice. One final mission. One final stand. The message to the stars Juno and Echo decoded the final alien device. It was not a weapon. It was a beacon, message launcher, but not to Earth, to deep space. Juno pressed play. The message was in Earth's language. A warning, they are awake. Earth is changing. We failed. We are sorry. If anyone out there is listening, don't come here. Echo's voice shook. It was sent from the first war, thousands of years ago. We were never alone. And Earth was never just ours. The march begins from deep underground cities. The Forgotten rose. Taller, stronger, faster. They didn't use machines, they were the machines. Living tech. Living history, and they remembered everything. They didn't speak, they just marched, across deserts, through oceans into cities. Arya gathered her team. This isn't another war, she said. This is Earth choosing who it wants to keep. Final conflict or final choice. Juno met with the leader of the Forgotten. A figure with no name, a face full of sorrow. We hid because your kind feared us. We return because you forgot us. But we do not want war. Juno asked, "What do you want?" The leader answered, "A place, a voice, a chance." The Future Begins. A vote was held, not by nations, by people. Across Earth, every citizen chose war with the Forgotten or live beside them. The result shocked the leaders. Percent chose peace. The Forgotten stopped marching. They knelt in silence and slowly stood beside humans. Final scene. Mars sky. Arya, Lena, and Juno stood under Mars sky. "Is it really over?" Lena asked. "No," Arya said. "But it's different now. We didn't win. We didn't lose. We shared." Juno looked up at the stars. "What if someone else comes one day?" Arya smiled. "Then we'll be ready."